Oh, the microphone was a little bit off, but we got to realize that real quick. All right, so welcome to Around the World of Sports here on ASN Sports TV. Yes, my name is Sam. Yeah, we've started out. Thank you very much, Martin Maduka, for that comment. Yeah, our audio is back on. Welcome to Around the World of Sports. Yes, we are loaded at this hour. Wherever you're watching us from the UK, from Nigeria, from Australia, from the East Coast. It is 8:03 a.m. in the East Coast. So East Coast is just waking up. Remember, the Club World Cup finals will take place in New York, New Jersey at the MetLife Stadium. So today we are fully loaded. Chelsea trends ahead of their game against Paris Saint-Germain. Yes, Chelsea are currently trending right now. Yeah, our reporter was there, Chris Carters, to bring us these visuals of Chelsea training ahead of their tomorrow's FIFA Club World Cup final match against Paris Saint-Germain. And also, sorry, you will hear from the head of FIFA Referee Committee, the legendary, one and only Beluga Colina, as he assessed the referee body cam, the success, the failures, and everything. You will hear it on the show. And also, fans are reacting, dropping predictions for tomorrow's game. And don't forget, the center referee has been named for tomorrow's match. I will unveil that to you. Now, we will go to the Major League Soccer. We will talk about DC, who has fired their manager, Troy Lesson. They told him, man, you got to get up out of here, man. Results are bad. Lost to Nashville midweek, so he got chopped from the job. We'll tell you who might be the possible replacement for Troy Lesson. And also, we will talk about the interview with Houston Dynamo manager. I'm talking about Ben Olsen, who head to the Midwest to tackle Real Salt Lake. And also, Nigerian player Obinna Nwobodo. His surgery is successful. His coach spoke about it. I'm talking about Pat Noonan and other things coming to you on today's edition of Around the World of Sports here on ASN Sports TV. So we start our show today with the FIFA Club World Cup as the center referee for tomorrow's game has been named, and he is one and only Australian Alireza Fagani. That's him right there on the screen. He will be the center referee for tomorrow's game between Chelsea and PSG, and he was the guy that opened the FIFA Club World Cup match in Miami between Inter Miami and Al Ahly. That game ended goalless. Alireza Fagani was selected on Friday from the pool of referees who were in contention. He is 47 years of age, and this will be his fourth game he has officiated at the Club World Cup. He was Asian Referee of the Year twice. Great referee, great guy. So he's going to be the guy that will have that whistle on Sunday at the MetLife Stadium when Chelsea will tackle PSG. All right, let's go and talk about FIFA head of referee. I'm talking about the legendary Pierluigi Collina. He said that he is very happy with the referee body camera innovation that FIFA implemented at the FIFA Club World Cup 2025. Like I told you when I started this coverage, that there were a lot of innovations and tech advancement that FIFA was test running in these finals. So here is the legendary referee speaking on that in that respect.
I have to say the outcome of using the RefCam here at the FIFA Club World Cup 2025 went beyond our expectations. We thought that would have been an interesting experience for TV viewers, and we received great comments. We were asked why not in all the matches, and even more, why not in all sports. So public enjoyed, the TV viewers enjoyed a lot this use, but also for our purposes, that was very, very positive. We had the possibility to see what the referee sees on the field of play, and this was not only for entertainment purposes, but also for coaching the referees, but also to explain why something was not seen on the field of play. There was an incident during the match Atletico Madrid-Paris Saint-Germain where an handball committed by a defender was not seen by the referee simply because there was a player who completely obstructed the line of vision of the referee. So from this ref cam was absolutely clear that the referee could not have seen that incident live on the pitch. To be precise, 2 goalkeepers were punished for this offense. It was very successful. The tempo of the match was improved. We had no time lost by goalkeepers keeping the ball between their hands for a very long time, as it happened quite often in the matches before. Goalkeepers understood that the new rule would have been enforced by referees, and the fact that only 2 goalkeepers were punished means that they really respected the rule. And by doing that, we achieved the purpose that we wanted, which was not to give corner kicks, but prevent the 8 seconds rule from being not respected. The purpose was 100% achieved. It worked well. We had not long runs of attackers with a flag raised at the end, basically vanishing what the attackers did. So the alert went to the assistant referees well before, when there was a clear offside position. So it worked very well. We had goals disallowed, correctly disallowed. We had also correct decisions supported by the semi-automatic offside technology. Very happy, very pleased. Well, all the trials have to be reported to IFAB because we need to brief IFAB in order to get the possibility to extend the use of what we have trialed here at the FIFA Club World Cup 2025. It was very successful, so I'm very confident that there will be a positive outcome at IFAB. It was a great competition. It was a great competition. The people attending the matches confirmed this. It was well played by players. I think is a
All right, so that was FIFA head of referee, the legendary one and only Pelugia Colina, giving his honest assessment on the referee body cam innovation that FIFA introduced for the first time here at the FIFA Club World Cup. And I think with that pass mark he has given to that tech innovation, expect to see that at the FIFA World Cup in 2026. Yes, that was on Pelugia Colina. Yes, the finals is getting very interesting. I must tell you that. Chelsea are no pushovers. I keep telling guys this because of the fact that it doesn't matter if Chelsea didn't really impress you at the group stage. But for them to find themselves in the finals, they are capable of doing anything because tomorrow at the MetLife Stadium, I think we're going to have more Chelsea fans than PSG. But Chelsea, those who believe that Chelsea can win it, they are haters. I'm telling you, they might be Arsenal fans thinking that they don't want Chelsea to have that glory. But Chelsea didn't have an easy route to the finals. You know, they did not have an easy route to the finals, even though they lost to Flamingo in the group stage. But don't forget that Chelsea went ahead to blitz other teams for them to make it to this finals. They trashed Benfica 4-1, and that match unfolded during the extra time. Chelsea got all the other three goals during the extra time. And now against Fluminense, Chelsea dispatched them with a clinical 2-0 win. What about PSG? PSG also dispatched everybody. In their last three games, they scored 10 goals and they conceded none. They trashed Inter Miami 4-0. They defeated Bayern Munich 2-0. They went ahead to beat Real Madrid 4-0. That's 10 goals in three matches. And they conceded only one goal in this tournament. That means they also have a decent defense. So it's going to be a great compact game. So now let's go and listen to what fans have to say because in as much as we talk about this here, fans also have their say. We are on the street of Houston yesterday to talk to fans and see what their reaction was. So listen and watch.
ASN Sports TV here on the street of Houston, talking to fans about the final match between Chelsea and Paris Saint-Germain. And luckily, I have a fellow Liverpool fan here. Yeah, rest in peace, Diego Jota. How do you feel when you heard about Diego Jota's death?
I mean, his death, it can happen anytime, but it's a pity that it happened to him suddenly like that, you know? I heard he was ready to go back to England
for the preseason
and all this stuff, and it happened. So, well, life goes on.
Life goes on. Premier League moves on. Now, Chelsea, Paris Saint-Germain. What's your pick?
Oh, it's a dicey one. I mean, PSG has the momentum so far. You know, UFC, the champions of the, UEFA, Europe. And then they're coming into this one with great spirits. But I think Chelsea can pull up a
surprise.
Yeah, surprise. Chelsea can break their heart because the way they played throughout this tournament, they've been the favorite. So I'm tipping Chelsea to win maybe 2-0.
So if Chelsea wins this title, what does that mean to the Premier League at large?
Yeah, it means it's a great competition. The next season will be even more competitive because the other teams are already threatening. I'm scared for Man City and the things they're doing in this transfer window already. So Premier League is going to be so crazy next season.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that for your time. Yeah. Who is your pick to win the finals between Chelsea and PSG at the FIFA Club World Cup finals?
PSG.
Why PSG?
Because I used to be a fan of PSG when Mbappe was there. So when Mbappe left, I'm still a fan, but I want him to win.
Thank you. Who is your pick to win the game between Chelsea and PSG on Sunday?
PSG.
Why PSG?
Because they should win everything this year. It's their year.
Thank you.
Because of Dembele.
Thank you. Who is your pick to win the game on Sunday?
The first team. Not Chelsea. That's all I know. Not Chelsea.
So you're going for Paris Saint-Germain?
Yes.
Why do you pick PSG?
I don't like Chelsea. Sorry. Sorry.
Okay. Chelsea, PSG, FIFA Club World Cup finals. Who is your pick for the finals?
I love Chelsea. Chelsea is going to dominate the match.
Why do you say Chelsea?
They just overall have a better team, just better chemistry, and I know that they're going to win this match.
Appreciate that.
You're welcome, brother.
ASN Sports TV here on the street of Houston, talking to fans as regard the finals between Chelsea and PSG in the FIFA Club World Cup finals. Who is your pick to win the game on Sunday?
Yeah, I'm not a Chelsea fans, but I prefer, like PSG to win because I prefer PSG to win. I'm not a PSG fans, I'm not a Chelsea fans, but I prefer PSG to win so that Chelsea fans will not laugh us. We are real, I'm a Man U fans though. That's the point.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Who is your pick to win the game on Sunday?
Well, it's been long since PSG win the Champions League, and which they did this year. So I will go with PSG because PSG to beat Madrid 4-0, I don't think Chelsea can even play PSG.
So, which club do you support? Let me ask you first.
Well, I was a very big fan of Real Madrid, but I do follow clubs based on the players that I love. So when Cristiano Ronaldo left Madrid, I decided to leave Madrid and I went to Arsenal, but Arsenal is fucking us up all the time. So my club right now is still Arsenal, but I think PSG is going to win on Sunday against Chelsea.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Here on the street of Houston, talking to fans about the finals between Chelsea and PSG in the FIFA Club World Cup finals. Let me hear your take about the game on Sunday.
First of all, I'm a Chelsea fan.
Okay, that make more sense.
Exactly. 27 years and counting.
Wow, it's a real blue, man.
Yes. It's going to be a tough game, but I think Chelsea will win, maybe 3-1.
What gave you so much confidence to
Because
predict these finals?
We always do well in the finals.
Okay, if Chelsea go higher to win this game tomorrow on Sunday, what does that mean to the Premier League at large?
It's a warning that we're coming. We're coming for our cup. We're coming for the Premiership. We are the true champions. We are the kings of London. What are we talking about?
So where do you think this game will be won and lost in that game?
My biggest fear is my goalkeeper. If we can keep him safe and protect him, we'll win the game.
So one more time, your scoreline.
3-1. 3-1.
A Chelsea fan full of confidence here say that his team will defeat PSG 3-1. My name is Sam. Thanks for watching. Back to the studio, guys.
All right, so back to the studio. It is still myself back to the studio, y'all. You see that fans reacting to the finals, and most of the ones that say they don't want Chelsea to win, we are either Arsenal fans, Man U fans, or the rival fans. But then a Liverpool fan said that he wants Chelsea to win. I particularly want Chelsea to win that title. I want it to come to Premier League because it will give the Premier League a great outlook. If PSG should go ahead to win it, they have won ahead of the Premier League because they won the new edition of the Club World Cup. So I want the Premier League to win it. So I want to come back to the Premier League. But I mean, when you look at Paris Saint-Germain, something will really, really come to your mind. You know, during the knockout stage, they have a knockout stage efficiency. Like I said earlier, 10 goals scored, none conceded in their last 3 matches. And their clean sheet streak continues. 6 straight matches. Only 1 goal conceded. I'm sorry. So they are riding high on that momentum. So no wonder everyone is on that bandwagon that PSG will triumph. So let's look at their dominance across the phases. Big wins with minimal resistance, showcasing depth, scoring variety, and defensive solidity. I'm talking about Fabian Ruiz, who got 2 goals against Real Madrid in the semis. Fabian Ruiz, someone said, why is he not on the Ballon d'Or conversations? Fabian Ruiz has been excellent in this tournament. So now let's look at their midfield control. You have Fabian Ruiz, Vitinha, and Navas controlling the tempo and unlocking defenses. Now, juxtapose it with Enzo Fernandez, Casado combination. They have to wrestle that control of Fabian Ruiz and Vitinha. Now let's go to the attack. Is it Barascalia, Dembele, Ramos, and Due provide the pace, the creativity, and the finishing touches. Now Chelsea have a new kid on the block, João Pedro, whom they signed from Brighton. Look at his 2 goals against Fluminense from outside the 8. He can shoot from all angles. So lo and behold, I mean, I am tipping Chelsea to finish up this they started. So now in the final outlook, PSG arrive in the finals as heavy favorite. Their route highlighted a 4-0 semi-final win. In fact, in the semis, they defeated 3 teams 4-4-2. No, 4-2-4. Inter Miami 4, Bayern Munich 2, and Real Madrid 4. So it's a 4-2-4 formation they're going to play. I don't know. Just being funny right here. So it's going to be Chelsea up against PSG. Who are you going for? Who do you put your money on? Let's hear your thoughts. You can comment on the show. It will show right across on the board here. You can read your comment here. Fans have said their own. The players have the job to do on the field when it comes tomorrow. So I will fly out to East Coast immediately after this program to New York City to bring to you all that will happen. So if you really want to know what's going on, just give me a follow across all social media platforms on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, and on Twitter. Because even though the show ends here, the conversation continues. Yes, we will go straight to the Major League Soccer after this timeout real quick.
SS Sports Leader on the MLS match day 23 review of all the matches from East and Western Conference. And then Sam, yes, Starlock, David Bishop, and the ref for the day. So we are up high kick for right. So welcome to SS Sports Leader on the MLS match day.
Give away to Ali Ibrahim. He passes it and he scores!
Let me take a perspective on the game tonight.
The ref was ready to blow the whistle like 30 seconds before that goal. Game should have ended.
All right, y'all, welcome back to the show. Now we switch gear to the Major League Soccer. Match day 23 is upon us. And who are you tipping to have a great performance? Yes, I will start this show on the home front as Houston Dynamo will head to the Midwest to confront Real Salt Lake in a very, very tightly contested fixture. Dynamo is coming off from a huge 4-3 away win at San Diego on March day 22. Yes, no one believed that Houston will get such a huge win against San Diego, and they did just that. So we're going to hear from the manager, Ben Olsen, and also from defender Ethan Batlow ahead of that match against Real Salt Lake.
Intensity's high. Spirits are high. It was a good win. But now we have to go again. Salt Lake they won last week as well, so we got to be up for it. Definitely confidence is high right now, but we can't take any game for granted, especially in this league. You can win or lose a game on any day, and so we have to keep pushing and keep that intensity super high. For sure, yeah. I think just the intensity of that game for 90 minutes is something that we got to keep going. Obviously, they're a good team. They're in a good spot in the standings, and going in there and getting a win should show us exactly what we can do when we're up for a game like that.
Yes, that was it. Mbaklo talking about their matchup against Real Salt Lake, who occupies number 12 spot in the Western Conference, while Houston sneaked back into the playoff contention. If you look at the Western Conference table right now, Houston at 8, 26 points this season. Ben Austin is bullish that his team will make the postseason. Now let's go to the pre-match conference of head coach Ben Olsen.
It's a step in the right direction in a lot of areas. Mentality, executing game plan, just again, our overall spirit, competitiveness, making plays that matter, all that stuff was, again, a move in the right direction. Our trick is to sustain that. And we've been able to do that for 2 weeks in a row, but that's not enough. And I think the guys understand that. I think we're finally getting our heads around how urgent this moment is to continue to grow. And we're deeper. We're getting guys back healthy. We're having more options. And that, I think, is helping, starting to slowly see signs of kind of a group that is starting to understand each other. So all that stuff is good. But, again, some of the things, some of the intangibles, some of the again, making plays that matter and the work right and collective and bailing your team out, all these little things, that has to be kind of that floor. And too many times that's been up and down this year. So we'll start there, and hopefully we have a good night on the ball and we can make some plays against Salt Lake and get something out of it. Yeah, it's familiar. I mean, again, it seems like we're always playing Salt Lake every time we turn the page, and each game is it's a hard fighting match, similar styles, and it usually comes down to a few plays. So we'll have to be our best. Never the easiest place to play, but a place that we've gone and gotten something out of in the past. So we bring some confidence with that. But they're a good team. They're hungry, and they're in the same boat as we are. A team that wants to scrap and fight and for every little point because of the position we're in the table. Sure, the resiliency in the match over the 100-something minutes was pretty impressive. But there's also, opportunities to not be so resilient and not give up goals and not put ourselves in those positions and give up 3 goals. So it's a balance, of belief, and when you get scored on, do you have the soul to come back, and but also identifying some moments where we shouldn't give up goals and we have to be a little bit more secure. So we're continually working on everything. Whether it's our principles, whether it's, again, the mentality or spirit, who we are in finishing attacks, who we are box defending, all these details we're still grinding on because we're still figuring this group out.
All right, that was Ben Olsen, coach of Houston Dynamo, talking about their game against Real Salt Lake, which will come up today. He also, poured encomium to Real Salt Lake. They are still a team struggling to, get some scrap from whatever game they could. But now Houston are coming up from a huge win against San Diego FC, number 1 team in the Western Conference. So let's see how that one will pan out. All right, let's go to FC Cincinnati. Hell is Real Derby coming up this weekend. Cincinnati will be hosting Columbus Crew at the TQL Stadium in that Hell is Real Derby. And Obinna Nwobodo will miss that derby because of injury. He is just coming back. He just had a successful surgery this past week. Great guy, great player, and all that. I remember when I spoke to Obinna Nwobodo. That was 2 or 3 seasons ago when I went to Cincinnati to watch him, and I want to replay that interview I had with Obinna Nwobodo.
Well, not 042 connection. Obinna Nwobodo. Daddy also. My goal and kaka. That's your goal. Who are you going to dedicate that goal to?
For now, I feel I was coming out from injury, so not a big injury, but still I have my medical team, and they did a lot of work to make sure I came back to this game. This has been like for the past few games before this game, I've been off. I haven't played, so they were doing everything to make sure I started this game, and then I started. So I'm just gonna dedicate the goal to them, for the hard work and for always trying, for believing that they have to push me to even come back before I should. So they did a lot of work. Usually I wasn't supposed to be ready now, but they did extra to make sure I was ready. So believe that this goes to them.
Overall, how can you rate Cincy's performance against Houston tonight?
All right, that was the interview I had 2 seasons ago with Obinna Nwobodo when Houston Dynamo opened their season at Cincinnati for the first time. And yes, he just came back from injury in that game, and he got the winning goal for Cincinnati in their 2-1 home win over Houston Dynamo. So now he's out again. And the coach spoke about it. I'm talking about their head coach, Pat Noonan. And this is what he said during their pre-match conference against Columbus Crew.
Same. He's in this moment not on season ending, so that is with the idea that he'll return before the end of the year. So that's in this moment.
Able to?
No, not with the surgery that he had. So I think there's not a lot to do in the first week or two, as I was told. So he'll be around the facility and doing minor things, but I think it starts to really not ramp up, but he'll start the recovery in about a week or two's time. He's close. This game, likely unavailable, with the idea that he's involved for the Miami game. Let's see. Gilberto will know more tomorrow. That is more promising than it was maybe a couple days ago, so hopefully available for Saturday. Yuya will not be available. Who's the other one? Sergio's available. There's more awareness of what the game means. I wouldn't call it more juice because I think our guys train hard every day with the right approach to each opponent. But everybody knows that this game means a little bit more to everybody involved. So they've approached it the same way they approach every week, and it's been good focus, good training intensity, and trying to get the details right in terms of how we approach the game to have a good day. The fans typically help define what that feels like. I'll speak to our environment at TQL. Those games feel different, and it's fun to be a part of. I think both teams have been successful over the last few years, and that's made for, I think, entertaining games, a good level in the games being played with, I don't know whatever the record is, there's been success on both sides in different ways. So certain moments certainly that stick out in games, but it's just an exciting game to be a part of, I think, for both clubs, for the state and for the league. So I think each club is representing themselves in the league in a good way and trying to approach the game with the right mentality to entertain and to make your respective fan bases and clubs proud.
Yes, that was Pat Noonan, coach of FC Cincinnati, talking about the derby between Columbus Crew and Cincinnati. They call it Hell is Real Derby. Hell is the real derby in that game. All right, and we're moving away from Cincinnati. Let's go to the capital, DC United. One coach was unlucky after a series of bad results. Troy Ellison was fired midweek after DC lost 5-2 to Nashville. And they said, hey, listen, Troy, I think we've had enough. So, see, soccer is a result-oriented business. No doubt about that. We can have our sentiment, sometimes, if we prefer a particular coach. But overall, sports is a result-oriented business. And if the results are not coming, the buck stopped at the table of the manager. He selected the team. He prepared training session. He drew the programs, and he selected the starting 11. And when the results becomes horrible, he gets a chop. That is why coaches should kind of learn how to work well with the players at their disposal. Players won't get fired. The manager will get fired, and a new manager will come on board, still play with those same players. So right about now, DC have appointed this man. His name is Rene Weiler to replace Troy saying he former coach of Switzerland. Rene Weiler will replace Troy saying he's 51 years of age. Until the deal is completed and a work visa is processed, Kevin Flanagan will be the interim manager. And we will hear shortly from Kevin Flanagan when he talk about that game against LA Galaxy. DC traveled to the East Coast to tackle LA Galaxy in Match Day 23 matchup. Until his appointment as DC manager, Rene Weiler was a coach of Soviet FC in the Swiss Super League, and he coached them from 2023 to 2024, and he served as the sporting director this season. He departed the club under mutual consent following structural change within the club organization, as the club Soviet FC announced on May 25th. Rene Weiler has previously coached in Nuremberg in the German Bundesliga, Anderlecht in the Belgian League, Al Ahly of Egypt, and he coached Kashima Antlers in the Japanese Super League, among others. He has, since 2009, he has coached 8 clubs in 2 years. So now let's go to listen to the sporting director of DC United.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. I don't really want to chat about speculation right now. I think that, the club are in talks with individuals currently. I think that, once those talks have advanced to a point of announcement, I think that's when we could really dive into any individuals that, we have upcoming. Yeah, I think once these things happen, you always have to, look in the mirror. For me personally, like I spoke to Troy, obviously, Wednesday night, in also speaking with the staff and the players following, the message was that, we're obviously in this together. Results have not been acceptable. And, for us, it's really taking inventory of, what we're doing. And, my message to the players, the staff, was that we're trying to salvage what's left of the season. We don't want to wait until the end of the season and kind of just ride it out. That's not something that I would be in favor of. We had alignment from the ownership on that too. So, I think that, again, you said it yourself, Steve, it's a results-based industry, and I think some of the recent results have not been good. And with that, our assessment was that we would obviously move on.
All right, that was the GM and the chief scout of DC United, Ali McKay, talking about that they are in conversation with an individual, but trust internet. That individual was unmasked, and his name is Rene Weiler. DC, and they are 12th in the Eastern Conference, 19 points from 21 games, and they average 0.9 points per game, which is unacceptable. A team that have Christian Benteke should not be languishing 12th on the log in the Eastern Conference. If MLS operates a relegation and promotion system, a lot of teams will go down to the USL and never come back to the Major League Soccer. But they don't. So, DC, 12th. Let's listen to the interim manager, Kevin Flanagan, ahead of their game against LA Galaxy.
Yeah, the consistent theme around the camp the past 24 hours has been together and just being together as a group, leaning on each other where needed, and that's been with the players and our entire staff that are out here in LA. So, you know, we met with the guys yesterday and talked to them about the importance of just you know, communication in this moment, and if they have any questions or they need anything on the pitch, off the pitch, let's have those conversations. Let's throw everything on the table and let's chop it up. But yeah, look, it's a transition period for the club. It's important that the players believe in what it is that we're trying to do, and I feel like that's there from the conversations and the meetings that we've had. And yeah, it's just getting together, getting organized, preparing for the match tomorrow night. We're going to have a good training session today, and paint some pictures for the group and how we want to play in possession, what we want to do and accomplish out of possession, and go from there. But the overall message has been, you know, we're in this together. Let's prepare together and perform together tomorrow night.
All right, that was Kevin Flanagan, the interim manager of DC United, talking about their game against LA Galaxy as they travel west to meet Galaxy, who are also struggling this season. Galaxy are rock bottom in the Western Conference. They have just 12 points in 21 games, average of 0.57 points per game. But the fact is that the manager might get a pass because they are the defending champions of the MLS Cup. So they will say, oh, we're having a bad season. A lot of injuries. Joseph Pencil was out. And Ricky Puig was also out. Is also out. So as their players, you know, come back healthy, they cannot make the playoff again. I'm sorry, LA Galaxy cannot. But that was Kevin Flanagan talking about that. Yes, time is fast spent here on the show as we have transversed all and nook and cranny of soccer to bring to you soccer stories here on ASN Sports TV. If you love what we do here, just do us a favor. Go to our YouTube channel and subscribe, and also follow me or follow us across all social media platforms, because your follow, your share, your comment, and everything you do on this platform helps us to grow what we're doing here. On that note, thank you for watching. My name is Sam. I will be flying out to the East Coast immediately I leave the studio. So expect to see me live from MetLife Stadium. I'm reporting for ASN Sports TV. It is Sam here. Have a beautiful and lovely, lovely weekend. I love you all.